intuitive eating possible for you, right? That's the question. Is this a future you can hope for? What would it look like for you to eat whatever you want when you want to eat it and exercise only when you feel like it, all while looking better and better every single week, having more and more energy, more and more patience, more and more strength, right? Sounds like a pipe dream, doesn't it? Well, maybe not. As promised in this video, I'm going to break down what might be the most crucial component for leading a healthy and intentional lifestyle without it taking over your whole life, without being a slave to your tracking apps or unrelenting gym routines or unsustainable habits or these crazy expectations. This thing that I'm talking about is known in my world as autoregulation. You might know it as something like intuitive eating. But today I'm going to break down what it actually is, how it's done, and why you already have the skills to do it. Let's dive in. I'm Coach Carissa, owner and founder of Busybody Nutrition, and to better understand autoregulation, let's first define what it is and what it's not. How many of us know someone or are someone who for the last 5 years has been relatively the same weight, whether it's overweight, underweight, or the perfect weight? And you know that they don't track macros or count calories. And by the way, this is most people. It seems like no big deal, but I want you to consider how actually insane this is statistically. For a person that consumes an average of 2,000 calories a day, they'll consume more than 3.65 million calories over the next 5 years. But somehow over that 5-year span, they'll burn almost the exact same amount, 3.65 million calories, all while paying no attention to what they eat, going on vacation, exercising completely randomly, getting sick, skipping meals, right? Even if they gained 5 pounds, they'd still be 99.5% on the money. So what does this tell us? This tells us that our body is very good at giving us the signals and the cravings and the urges or the bursts of energy or the bursts of tiredness to stay almost exactly the same. But if this is true, how did we end up so far from where we want to be, right? Well, it's usually only ever one of two things. We disrupted the process by either actively going against what our body's asking us to eat, like eating processed foods that we don't really like until we develop a low-grade addiction to them, or we stop moving or exercising hard. There's another cause too, though, and that's something in our body outside of our immediate control is disrupted, like a illness, disease, or injury. But here's the good news. This doesn't mean our autoregulation does not function. It just means that we need to do a little bit of work to get back to the zone that we'd ideally like to maintain, which I went over in these 3 videos. So if you're trying to lose weight predictably and permanently, check these out, part 1, 2, and 3. But for now, what does autoregulation look like in practice? Let's look at a day in the life. This is autoregulation functioning at its best. You wake up first thing in the morning and you're thirsty because you haven't had anything to drink in the last 8 hours. So you drink a glass of water, and this jumpstarts your digestive system, and within 5 to 15 minutes or so, you begin to feel the first signs of hunger. So you eat breakfast, and it's a balanced one. Maybe you even have some tea or some coffee after because you like the way it makes you feel. Nothing wrong with that. Now you feel your energy rising and motivation to exercise is going to be at its highest right now, so you exercise. It could be 5 minutes, could be 60, right? It could be 10 jumping jacks or a short walk or even a full gym session, but you exercise. The exercise speeds up your metabolism even more and increases your burn rate for the day. Energy, mood, focus, sense of well-being are all going to be at an all-time high, and you're going to have the best shot at seeing the rest of your waking day clearly. So you plan your day out and you hit execute. You go about your busy day with work, kids, your spouse, chores, school, you name it. And within a few hours, your body is hungry, so you feed it. And this gives you a bit more energy and you push on. Hours go by and your body needs more food for energy and recovery, so you have a snack or maybe an early dinner. Now the fatigue of your day is starting to build and you're less energetic, so you slow down. Your metabolism also slows down a little bit as well as you prepare for rest and recovery, which is sleep. So you go to bed on time and you rinse and repeat. Right? This cycle is simple. From the moment your eyes open, your body has a need and you serve it, and your body in turn serves you back, and it goes around. Calories in, calories out, balance, autoregulation. So if this is how it works, how do we disrupt it? Maybe like this. You wake up too tired because you didn't sleep because the day before was a mess. You notice you're thirsty, but first, coffee, right? Now you're no longer thirsty, so you forget to drink that water that your body was asking for. Now we have awake energy, but not a lot of physical energy. As in, we might describe it more as being not tired than energetic. The coffee also suppressed your appetite, so you skip breakfast altogether. Or maybe you do eat because you know you should, but it's unbalanced because your cravings are not trustworthy. Now you're dehydrated and getting a headache, so you decide to work out later. You go about your day fueled by caffeine and anxiety, and eventually hunger overrides the suppressing effect of caffeine, so we binge a late lunch and it's crap food. Now we need a nap, but it's only 2 p.m. and we have so much work left to do, so it's more caffeine. Now we're just as tired and anxious, but that's better than being asleep, right? So we drag ourselves through the rest of our day. We get home, we sit down, and we decide I'll just work out tomorrow. You're not super hungry for dinner because you had a late lunch. You eat a small amount, but it doesn't really satisfy. You're up at 10 p.m. because the caffeine is still in your system and stress is still really high, and cravings demand ice cream and chips, maybe a glass of wine to counteract the wired, tired feeling from the coffee. You eventually go to sleep, but you lay there with anxiety and maybe some regret. Your mind is racing. Tomorrow's going to be better. Snooze and repeat. Calories in, 2,000. Calories out, 1,500. After 7 days, you'll gain a pound, and without exercise, it's not the good kind. Does that sound familiar? We all have bad days. But what's the trend? What are you doing most of the time? Which direction are things moving for you? Here's the truth. Your body wants to help you, but you have to help it help you. Give it what it needs, not just what your fleeting emotions want. Do this for even a short amount of time and your emotions will begin to change. Then so do your cravings, and then so does your energy. Now the dominoes will begin falling in your favor. And last thing here, and this is so important, we become what we repeatedly do. And this is the key. You have to be repeatedly behaving in accordance with what you want to happen. Yes, there is this amazing and relatively low maintenance future waiting for you, where you get to have this amazing health, vitality, and joy, but you have to work hard to get there. You have to work hard for it before you get to have it easy. Some of us might be on the doorstep of that reality that I outlined today. And some of us might feel like it's so far away that it seems almost impossible, like it's in another lifetime far away. I just want to tell you with absolute confidence that it's not. No, you can't completely transform your body in 60 days like some promise, but you can absolutely do it in 60 weeks. So ask yourself, is that year or more of hard work worth it? If it means you get to live the rest of your life as the best version of yourself possible. Just a thought. So today, if your cravings, hunger signals, energy swings, and motivations are all out of whack, you're in one of two places. You've either just exited a formal diet like the one we explained here, and you're already engaged in a metabolic restoration phase like the one we explained here, and now you're ready to tackle the lifestyle part. Or you haven't started your weight loss journey at all, and it's time to first get back in tune with your body. And bonus thing for you guys here, this is also the first step to permanent weight loss. So you're putting a deposit into that future outcome by taking this first step now. If you're in Camp 1, I'm going to dive into some more specific protocols for you next week in detail. So stay tuned. You're about to embark on the journey of a lifetime. You won't want to miss it. If you're in Camp 2, get out a pen and paper and try this routine out this week. 1, wake up, chug a full glass of water, and then eat breakfast within the first hour of waking. Make it balanced too, meaning it contains proteins, fats, carbs, and either a fruit or a vegetable. 2, then 3 to 4 hours later, have another balanced meal, whether you're hungry or not. And then 3 to 4 hours after that, have another. Commit to landing somewhere between 4 to 6 balanced meals each day and drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water. 3, cut off from caffeine within 10 hours of your chosen bedtime. 4, do one thing that's active each day, whether it's a walk, a workout, or some jumping jacks, right? Do something. And 5, do one thing each evening to unwind and prepare yourself for bed. Then go to bed on time. Aim for 7 or more hours of sleep, but if you can't get enough sleep, At least improve the quality of your sleep by having a good bedtime ritual prior to. This would be something like avoiding bright lights or phones or screens within an hour of your bedtime and engaging in a non-stimulating activity like reading or stretching until you're drowsy, and then go lay down. I have a lot of resources on all of those topics if you want some more insight, but if you commit to that solid routine, trial and error and mistakes aside, you will feel like a brand new person very quickly. Stick to this routine for as long as it takes until your hunger signals become regulated, energy becomes stable, mood and capacity improve, and you start craving the things that are good for you. Once you're there, you're ready to tackle your weight loss goal head on. And we already explained how to do that in these 3 videos, 1, 2, and part 3. But don't get ahead of yourself. And for those of you in Camp 1 who just finished a successful round of fat loss and are done losing weight and want to learn how to handcraft the lifestyle of their dreams through mastering autoregulation, tune in next week. We're going to dive deep. What are your questions? Type them in the comments.